Hello, 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 hello. What's going on, people? Hi, everyone. So it's Tuesday, right? Oh, no. I'm on the wrong one. Why do I always do this? Hold on, people. Okay. I do this all the time. I'm trying to get on Instagram. Bear with me, people, because I have two accounts. And okay, there we go. This is the right one. Technology. Hi, everybody. Yeah, it's been a long day. Can you tell? Hi, everyone. Come on in. Hello, Miss Gior. How are you? It's been a long day. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. What's up, people? Hello, Miss Athena. How are you? Hi, everyone. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Say hello. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. How was y'all's weekend? Hi. I am the healer. Hello, TikTok family. Good evening. Good night. Thank you. Let me get my glasses because I need to see from the beginning. Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm trying to. Something groovy. How are you? 𝒊𝒎𝒒𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Thank you. I love that. I love your username. I love that username. That is pretty cool. What's going on, people? 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. Alrighty. Come on in. Come on in. Let's talk immigration. Still have some work to catch up on, so I'm trying not to stay too long today. We will try to do questions on Thursday. So what's going on now? Hello, Mark. Would you know what I can see? I can see. What's going on, everyone? Come on in. Let's talk immigration. How was everybody's weekend? I mean, yes, it was Monday, I think, right? Today's Tuesday, right? I think. Before the gray, yeah, when my hair was still black. I was just, how Facebook shows you memories. I saw it like, wow, that was like 10 years ago, but it's all good. It's all good. The hair isn't black anymore, but I want to believe that I've gained wisdom in the last 10 years. I'm thinking. But anyway, come on in, everyone. Let's talk immigration. This is Attorney Abisola Adepola Olalaye. Omo Baba Samu. Omo Baba Samu. Someone said, "Why do I say Baba Samu?" So my maiden name is Samuel. My former married name is Olalaye, but it's still my legal name. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, the Ijebu in me would not let me, because everything about me in this country, the only thing that is in my maiden name or the only documents left in my maiden name are my Nigerian law school and University of Ilorin diplomas. Everything else is in my married name, or former married name. So, Baltimore, New York, Bar, will kill. This whole big license in my office, I want to change it to my maiden name, just for them to change the last name to. You would not believe how much they're gonna charge me. Well, no. I will just leave it as is, no problem. Even my naturalization certificate, everything is in Olale. So I was like, what the hell? I'll just leave it alone. No, I ain't paying that much money just to change the darn name. So what I did was told the judge in the divorce that to allow me to revert to my maiden name, which is Samuel, but to keep Olale as my professional and legal name. So you got to be smart about when you get a divorce. You got to make sure you have it in to cover yourself. So that's what I did. So I can legally use the name. But anyway, if you are or in need of any immigration services, and it includes immigration, or if it's something that we offer in our firm, please contact our office 334-341-4475. That's our contact information. I think I was saying something. Okay, that's fine. You can also send a text to that number. Visit our website at 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 if you are on YouTube or Facebook. Screen. I was just about to look up. I was like, I bet it's gonna be on the screen. Thank you. So if you're on Instagram, that's it. Illinois Sanctuary has it on, as well as the website. Thank you. Thank you. I look forward to meeting you in person one day. I'm telling you, you have no idea. And I truly do not take all y'all's support for granted. I don't. It means the world. It's very, I can't do this without y'all's support. That's just the truth. So I truly, my heart sings of gratitude many, many times. So I appreciate you all, and I thank God for all of you. Anyway, all right, people, let's talk immigration. So if you, once again, 334-341-4475, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. You can also send a text to us on the same number. Go on our website, and if you want to schedule a consultation, the information, my website is so easy to browse because I have the attention span of 2-year-old. If something, Houston location, and what we're going people, if something gets my attention, if something can't keep my attention, that's it, you lose me. So for me, it's I always think a lot of people like me, like, okay, like, how will this keep my attention? So my website is very, very easy to browse. Happy International Women's Day to you as well. Listen, it's been a long day. Someone was telling me that in the office. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, but anyway, so we'll get to questions later on. I want to talk real quick about tonight we're talking about request for evidence, RFE, and notice of intent to deny deadline. Thank you. Listen, as I said, I have a headache because I don't know, I've said this before. I deal with I never say I have migraines. I've been diagnosed with migraines. I don't ever claim something that Jesus didn't give me. But you just deal with it, and you learn, you just believe healing is coming one day. You just never stop believing. But I've had this headache all day. But the show must go on. Okay. So I guess that's why I didn't see it all over the place. But yeah. But my system was like International Women's, because listen, to know is to know. You can take the girl out of Nigeria. You can take the Nigeria out of the girl. I am like, there's some things in our culture that I don't care for, and that's just the truth. Like for instance, my kids, they don't judge me now. Y'all just all your judgment to yourselves. Like, I don't understand why we have to. I know it's respect, but I don't understand why men have to prostrate and women have to kneel for human beings. They're elders. I get it. I know, but like, I feel that's what we do for God. It's respect. Don't get me wrong. My mom, I don't know if my mom is. She used to knock my head with all those rings. It's about to let me go, and I don't kneel, and I just do like this. She just pull me down, like, where are your manners? But I was like, I don't get it, so I don't make my kids do it. That's just me. Don't judge. I'm just saying. But there are a lot of other things that I love from our culture. So everything. And listen, I am Nigerian through and through. It's just what it is. So anyway, let's talk request for evidence, RFE, and notice of intent to deny deadline. Let's talk about a deadline. Okay. The extension, there's no update yet as far as if they are going to have, let me turn this off real quick. There's no update whether they're going to have another extension of the USCIS COVID flexibilities extension, But the one thing that I get so often, including today, even some of my clients, even when we've talked about it at length during consultation, and I say, hey, this is the time frame that I need to work on your case, given my caseload, given the number of people that work for me, I'm not going to overwhelm them. This is how we space things out. But I still get people saying, you see, y'all need to read contracts. That's what I'm saying. And now, as an attorney, you will think that I read all the contracts that I sign. Truth be told, I don't. I don't. But if I don't, I know that whatever it is I'm signing, if it's going to backfire against me, then I cannot complain because I should have read it. Same thing applies when you sign, because my contracts have there are very specific places where you have to initial. And the reason why we have it that way is because I want to make sure you have read it. But some people still just glance through and just initial. Like then they say, Sister Live, because I agree. No, go read what you sign. So when I always tell people that this is a time frame, but when you're responding to a request for evidence, especially between March 2020 and March this month, 2023, keep in mind that USCIS has now added additional days for you to be able to respond to an RFE or notice of intent to deny or notice of intent to revoke or an I-290B. So let's talk about that. Request for evidence and notice of intent to deny deadline. So request for evidence is when USCIS needs additional evidence in your case. Notice of intent to deny is they have reviewed your case. You most likely have received a request for evidence at some point, but based on everything you submitted to them, they still are not satisfied. They're about to deny your case, but they give you one more shot at proving them wrong before they make up their minds. You can't it is possible to always have a notice of intent to deny become an approval. And so the end, getting a notice of intent to deny doesn't mean the end of that. But now USCIS will specifically tell you when you get a notice of intent to deny, sometimes it would have a specific date. For the most part, it would tell you 30 days, 33 days, whatever the case may be, depending on if you go to by mail, yada, yada, yada. A request for evidence, usually we have a very specific date. It would say, your response is due in this office on May 2nd, 2023, April 4th, 2023. And it would also have the fact that you've been allotted the maximum amount of time to respond to request for evidence. That usually is contained in an RFE. But this is the but there, people. Because of COVID, USCIS had released, they have the COVID flexibilities extension policy. What is that? That allows you to have additional time to respond to a request for evidence, to respond to a notice of intent to deny, to respond to a notice of intent to revoke, notice of intent to terminate, a request for a hearing on your N-400 if it's been denied, as well as an I-290B motion for appeal or a motion to reopen, reconsider. So how do you calculate and how do you know when what date your response is due? Let's start with a notice of intent to deny. So I'm going to share my screen until I load TikTok and Instagram earlier, so that's okay. By the way, one of my clients just was sworn in as a citizen today. I get excited about things like that. I'm telling you. Oh my gosh, she was sworn in as a citizen today. So Miss G, congratulations. Once again, that is the newest citizen in town. It is just amazing and fulfilling to know that, anyway, I digress. Okay, let's share screen. Where is it? Right about... okay, present. Here we go. What to change? People, some of us are not that tech savvy. Here we go. Okay, so let me know for those of you on YouTube and Facebook, can you see my screen? Tell me yes or no if you would help me out, and I'll tell you what it is I would let her know. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, I'll let her know. Illinois, I would let her know. It was a long time coming. Just to know, I'm telling you, it's just amazing. Okay, so can you tell me if you are on 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕? Did I not just see you on? You're on Facebook and Instagram. Like my eyes are not deceiving me, right? Because thank you, reactions. Okay. All right. Perfect. So and I'll tell you guys on Instagram and TikTok what we're looking at. And you can always go on my page and subscribe to YouTube channel. Please do. Yes. If you go, you can't see it on Instagram because I haven't figured out how to add that and TikTok to, yeah. Listen, I went to law school, so I don't have to do tech stuff. So bear with me. Oh, okay. Yeah. You're on both places. All right. You can see it. Perfect. But if you want to switch to YouTube or Facebook, then you'll be able to see it. But I will tell you what we're doing. USCIS, they have the extension, right? If they made a decision between March 1, 2020 and March 23rd, 2023, which is this month, basically, Kilini, it is the 7th, 16th, about a little bit over 2 weeks from now. Now, that may change. They may or may not extend it, right? But that may change. However, if you got a notice of intent to deny, if you got a request for evidence, if you got a notice of intent to revoke, a notice of intent to rescind, a notice of intent to terminate, any time between, and the date on your notice is anywhere between March 1st, 2020 inclusive and March 23rd, 2023 inclusive, then you would have additional 60 days to respond to your RFE. Example, and a notice of intent to deny. So you get an RFE, USCI says that your response is due in this office by May 23rd, 2023, right? Very, very specific date. They go further and tell you that you've been allotted the maximum amount of time because that's what your RFE would say. That is true. That, and then they put a section of the INE and all that, yada, yada, yada. That's all good. But you have additional 60 days based on this policy. So May 23rd, 2023, I think that's what I said, right? Your response due date specifically states, your RFE specifically states that. However, because there is this policy, your response due date will now be somewhere about July 21st, 22nd, 2023, because you have the additional 60 days to that date that USCI says your response is due. If you don't believe me, well, I don't know what to tell you, but it is a policy. It is what I usually do. Every single RFE, every single notice of intent to deny, to revoke, to rescind, I-290B, we always include a copy of this policy and we print it out and say, hey, my cover letter would say, the request for evidence states response is due on this date. However, USCI's COVID-19 extension policy allows an additional 60 days and making the new due date to be this date. And so therefore, this response is timely submitted. So that's how you just frame that. If you're talking about a notice of intent to deny, notice of intent to deny generally will say you have 30 days or you have 33 days if you receive this by mail. In addition to that, as long as the date on your notice of intent to deny is between March 1st, 2020 and March 23rd, 2023, both dates inclusive, then you still have that additional 60 days. Laura Kosha, you have 90 days from the date on your notice of intent to deny. So if the date that USCI sent you that request, that notice of intent to deny is March 7, 2023, calculate 90 days from March 7, 2023. That is the date that your response to the notice of intent to deny must be received by the USCI's office that sent you that notice of intent to deny. The same thing applies for an I-290B. So let me scroll up a little bit. If you're on YouTube and Facebook, you can't see my screen. It says, where it says, in addition, USCIS will consider a Form I-290B, notice of appeal or motion or a form N336, which is the request for a hearing on when your naturalization application has been denied, if the form was filed up to 90 days, 90 calendar days, 1, 2, 3, 4, ECA 90, from the issuance of a date of a decision we made, and we made that decision. Here's the difference. If you're talking, the notice of intent to deny, our RFE, notice of intent to revoke, notice of intent to rescind, the effective date was March 1st, 2020. When it comes to I-290B and an N336, the effective date was November 1st, 2021. So what does that mean? If your decision was made between November 1st, 2021 and March 23rd, 2023, USCIS you have 60 additional days because it's usually 30 days. So basically the safest way to calculate that is to know that you have 90 days from the date on that notice of a denial, which means that you're filing a motion to reopen or reconsider, or an appeal, or a denial of an N400, the application for naturalization. The date of that denial, you have 90 days from that date to file your I-290B motion, or your N336, as long as the date on that decision falls within the specific dates that USCIS has indicated. So, am I better? Because I have clients like, Sister Lloyd, time to talk about 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. No. I ain't crazy, because I don't give me hypertension. I'm not crazy. I look at your notice. The very first one people sent me request for evidence, or hey, I need your help to respond to a notice of intent to deny. The first thing I do, as long as we're still within this time frame up until now, we don't know what's going to happen, whether they're going to extend it or not. Let's see between now and March 23rd. If we don't have an extension, and then that means that's the end. Starting March 24th, if there's no extension, starting March 24th, then it's back to the regular whatever date USCIS puts on your RFE, and then it's the regular 30 days for the notice of intent to deny. Should they make this permanent? I think so. It helps a lot. It helps people to, especially if you're dealing with getting documents from back home. It gives you some time to be able to get those documents and be able to submit your case. So don't be alarmed. Am I better? That's what the policy is. And if all else fails, tell them that Sisi lawyer alone got anything people shouldn't. So tell them I said so. That's okay, because I'll send them their own policy and say, hey, that's what you guys said. So I didn't say you said it. But anyway, that's that in a nutshell. So if you have a notice of intent to deny or request for evidence that you are freaking out, for lack of a better word, that you're going to run out of time, keep in mind that you have that amount of time. So basically 90 days from when it comes to filing, 90 days when you're talking about notice of intent to deny. That's the easiest way to think about it. 90 days when you're filing a 290B from the date on your denial, and 60 additional days to the date that USCIS gives on a request for evidence, if there is a specific date that was given for you to respond. And that's all she wrote. Okay. Auntie in sorrow. I know. Hey, Auntie Rojo, like you. Hey. That's what I do for a living. Talk. I wouldn't do that. Okay. Let's see. KGK, how long does it take USCIS to send an approved green card? It's been 8 days is not long. Hey, the man is through. Hey, Nigeria people, our Nigeria people, patient Russia. The man is through now. First of all, did you receive the approval notice? If you received the approval notice without any problems, then that means they have your correct what's it called, mailing address. Now, if you have a lawyer on your case, and your lawyer had indicated their office to be your mailing address, contact your lawyer and find out. But if not, 8 days is not too long. 8 days will pay you now. How about? That's all she wrote. Ain't no sanctuary. That's all she wrote tonight. 8 days will pay you. You come on this rule. It's my people. My people. Okay, let's go. What's the time? Oh, I got it. I won't be able to get to all the questions tonight. That much I can tell you guys because I have to. Okay. Blend scientist, ask away, ask away. That's what we're here for. Ask your question. How long is your CI? How long is it taking to? How long is it taking for interview for F2A visa? Documentary qualified in 2022 December. That's up to the embassy. I filed for, this is Alex. I filed for I-751 based on abuse. I'm still married. Cannot file for citizenship. 3 years while case is pending. Yes, and whether or not you're still married, it doesn't matter. So you may even be divorced from your abuser. If your I-751 is granted based on abuse, you still qualify to apply for naturalization even after 3 years, whether or not you're still married to the abuser, just like in the VAR case. How do I do my hair? I keep saying that I'm gonna do, it's my hair. So I'm like, was this what goes off of your, yeah, it's my hair. So it's my hair. Because someone was like, no, that can be your hair. It's my hair. I can pull what is left of it. But I've been trying to do a video. It's just that the video is very, very pathetic because I cannot, like, my hair has to get dry a little bit before I can rebraid it. So because it's for a type 4C hair, it's really, really kinky. It is tough. So I'm always screaming, like, because I have to use my fingers to detangle. If I put a comb, it's like, no. My boys are always like, why didn't you just cut the hair? Because he was pitying me, one like, maybe you should just cut the hair and just be done with it. But I will do the video one of these days. I'm telling you, I will try. I'll probably just, I think, you know what? I can actually mute it so you don't have to hear all the, but then if I mute it, how would you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'll figure it out. Mrs. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕, nice to meet you as well. Good evening. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 Queen says, I appreciate my great wisdom here more because of yours now. I used to dye my hair. I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't this great. Black, I used to dye my hair at some point, but then I was like, my mother's side of the family came out to me, the 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 people, because my mom is 100% 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏 woman. So that makes me 50%. So it's like, Sherry, account me. I bet that was, so I just like, because you dye the hair. First of all, the chemicals will kill your hair, especially if you're natural. That's just, my hair is not, my hair is, it may look a whole lot, but I don't have thick hair strands. They're thin, but there are a lot of it. I don't know if that makes sense. But my hair I would dye it, and then the next 1 week it's already white. I was like, it's a complete waste of time for me and money. So I said, let me keep my money and just let it be. And that's how this came to be. So it wasn't like, it was just happenstance because I was just tired of buying hair dye. Can a pending green card husband change wife status in U.S.? If he doesn't have a green card yet, how can he change his wife's status? Will a restraining order affect an N-400? Yes, it may affect you in the sense of not having, your criminal good moral character. I missed my biometrics appointment because I never got the letter. My lawyer never told me. Call your CIs and ask them to reschedule that you never got it. How can I get a second job on my H-1B? You cannot. H-1B is tied to one specific employer. Okay, let's see. How to expedite a case in National Visa Center. If you feel you qualify, you just make an inquiry and submit a request to expedite. E-80 VAR 12-month pending. Is it normal? Absolutely. I have one that we filed since June of last year, and I have sent everything. Everything but demand letter because I'm known for my demand letter. I'm almost close to this close to. I was talking to a client today. I was like, okay, I read my demand letter. I was like, I think it'll be a good thing to call my client and let them know just in case. So I called him and I read that to him. He goes, I appreciate your fierce advocacy, but can we wait a can we wait a little while before you send that out? I'm like, okay, I agree with you. I completely agree because if I got that letter to, I was like, the audacity. I just put the file by the side. But so thank you here. Ooh, I appreciate that. Funny enough, the hair, my hair is so I can't. I use a dry shampoo because I can't wash it all the time like that. Um, if you have natural hair, you feel me. That's all I can say. But I can push it 4 weeks on because I think this is pushing 4 weeks. You would never know. This is what obviously you gotta clean it and all, but I think that's usually the maximum I go. Um, I'm not just a hair person. I've never been. There was a time I had my I don't know if my mom is here. My hair was short. I had not short. My hair was short. Um, I can't remember how old I was, but my mom had photographs of me and my older brother. Around VI. I should put those videos, those photos up. But I had the same haircut with my brother. Nobody touched my hair. My hair was very, very kinky and just the only thing difference you would know. The different thing between my brother and I was I had earrings, but I dressed like him. And there's 14 months. Is it four? No, there is 16 months between my older brother and myself. And then my younger brother, there's almost 4 years. So it was my older brother and I for a while before anybody else came. So I dressed me like him and I was good with it. Because when I tell people I was a tomboy for a while, people are like, yeah, I was a tomboy. I was a tomboy for a while. Hi, my husband is waiting for interview. He's in Germany. How long? Thank you. Depending on each embassy, that's another question I can answer. My sister's coming for 2 months. How can I get her to have a work permit, please? She has to qualify for it. If you're talking of a visitor visa, does not qualify you generally for a work permit. Okay. They asked me to send I-693. They received it 2 months ago. Until now, they didn't send anything. Just be patient. They will send it. Just be patient, okay? Okay. Can I get across to you having been an alien that has hearing by May in California? So I never take a case that I did not start. The very first step I take in any case, number one, you have to set up a consultation. Number two, I'll have to do a FOIA request to know what your case is about. So time is of the essence in your case. That will be something you would have to consider. But I don't ever take a case that I did not start that has been pending without a FOIA request. It's just the responsible and wise thing to know exactly what, even if you tell me you have a complete copy of your file, I will still do a FOIA request and get your records directly from USCIS to be on the safe side. Okay. So new case is my first appearance. So you have a master calendar hearing coming up. Okay. That's something that can be done easily via WebEx if there's enough time to ask the court. Sometimes if you have an attorney, they may just even have the court, your attorney file what we call written pleadings. Yeah. I-751 extended for 4 years. Oh, we got, be on the lookout, people. I got about 6 for my clients. We have some pending I-751 that were filed and pending before the 4-year extension. So we got about 6 of those today. Oh, it's on the floor. Got about 6 of those that issues in my office. It's there are packages everywhere. Immigration forms, printer. It's not a messy, but you would know. You would know it's an immigration lawyer's office. Just looking around, it's just yeah. But so be on the lookout if you have a pendant I-751 for. And I know I'm going to get some people ask me, hey, did you get mine? Because there's 2 people I know off the top of my head, and I've seen them that are like, ah, Cecilia, no, yours was not there. So you already know who you are. I didn't get yours. But we got 6 today that extended theirs for 4 years, so which helps. Okay, so anyway, okay. Ouch! Excuse me. Excuse me. Did I just cuss? I think I did. Sorry. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Y'all don't have many questions on Instagram, so that's good. I'm J1 student. I have 2 years condition on my visa, so you're subjected to your home residency rule. I want to know how to get it removed and how can I stay in the country. There are different options. You may qualify for no objection statement, hardship, you know, interested state agency. It just depends on what you qualify for. Now, let me be, and this has become an issue with some of my clients that I tell people upfront, there's a long waiting time for them to grant J1 waiver requests. It is taking over a year. It's taking over a year. It's going on 2 years in some cases. It is ridiculous. It's and they are not approving expedited requests that easily. So before you start, be prepared to wait. 334-341-4475. Illinois Sanctuary already put it up earlier. So if you're wondering on TikTok, if you're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube, you have it on your screen. TikTok, 334-341-4475. That's a contact number. Okay. Yeah, it's Women's History Month, and I'm actually scheduled to speak to some girls next week. I love when I get invited to speak to all girls, definitely, but for the most part, because where my office is, it's called the Black Belt, and it's mostly African Americans, black citizens, and all. So we have a lot of young Black girls that I just love to mentor them. I love to, I have some who come work for me during the summer break to just intern, or there's one who was with me in court for most of the summer last year. I just love it to know that there are girls who know that it doesn't matter what color God made you to be. No one can make you feel inferior or less than. And the one thing that I always tell them is you have to get education. You've got to get the knowledge. Knowledge is something nobody can ever, 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 ever take away from you. They can't. They can only try. They can. If God gives it to you, you got it. And that's your gift that God is going to use to make room for you. So it's not just Black Women's History Month. It's Women's History Month. But I'm just saying what what part of what I do, which gives me so much joy to be able to do that for those girls. Okay. Thank you, Illinois Sanctuary. Yeah, if you need to see that explanation earlier on, go on my YouTube page or Facebook. You would see it. Okay, let's see. That's all she wrote. I got a 1 month extension after my 10 years interview. 1 month extension, 1 month or 1 year? 1 month extension? Hmm. I don't know if that, I haven't. How long does it take to get approved after submitting request for initial evidence medical? I can tell you that. Depends on the field office. I'm still waiting on the decision from USCIS on my I-751 abuse-based application. My 24-month extension will expire March 17. What is your suggestion? If you don't get your 4-year extension, make an InfoPass appointment to go get your visa stamped. I got prima facie and biometrics. What next should I expect from them? You're going to have to be very patient. Very, very patient. Wow, it takes a while. Why would they give you 1 month? They usually stamp a year. Are you sure it's a month? Or I've just never had anyone say they got a 1 month extension. And if that's the case, make an InfoPass appointment and go get your passport stamped. It doesn't matter if your passport is expired, but I'm not really sure why it would be 1 month. Okay. You can also do an age declaration for them. That should work. I want to use my VA AP, but I have a misdemeanor for carrying a fake ID. I didn't present it to the officer, but he found it after conducting a search on the vehicle. Will CBP have an issue? I don't know. There's a whole lot of moving parts in your case. That's not a yes no kind of question. But before you leave the country, I would suggest, if you don't have a lawyer that helped you, consult with a lawyer and discuss that before you leave the country. Okay, where can I locate you? So my office is, I'm physically located in Alabama, good old sweet home Alabama. But I represent immigration clients in all 50 states. So, and our contact information is 334-341-4475. Olalayalawfirm.com. Can also send a text or find us on WhatsApp, the same number. I have a girl who does my social media. That's why I had to create a different page, because I had to just have her deal with messages on social media. If you send us a message on TikTok, you have to come to Instagram, because we have over 1,500 messages, something like, so there's a auto reply. If you send a message on TikTok, it would auto reply you to let you know how to reach us on Instagram, because I know she does that every single. Sometimes she will send me a message like, hey, how do I respond to this text? And because I'm a night owl, I don't sleep early. And sometimes it's like 1 a.m. like, lady, what the hell are you still doing up? She goes, what are you still doing up? It's like, okay, whatever. But anyway, okay, people. So just so you know, don't be afraid. Quick question. How long does the N400 process take? It depends on the field office, really. Some can take up to a year. Some can take just 2 months. Case in point, my sister-in-law's case, back in 2021 was submitted. USCIS got her file, her application that we sent June 10, 2021. She was sworn in as a citizen on August 10, 2021. I have another client who we found. She's based in Massachusetts. Another client is based in New York. We found his case in April 2022. He was sworn in September something 2022. So it just depends on the field office, how backlogged they are, how many applications they have. So that's just not, and then you can go to what's it called? USCIS.gov/person times to see the present time. Is it possible to expedite an I-751? Is possible to 765? It is, yes, you can request for them to expedite your work authorization, but you must have the grounds. An example would be it has to meet certain grounds, such as severe financial hardship. All right, people, thank you for joining me again tonight. I appreciate you all. Once again, if we can help you with immigration cases, contact our office. 334-341-4475. What is your success rate for citizenship processing? I mean, when people ask me that question, like, an attorney doesn't determine success rate. It depends on the law. Do you have a criminal record? Do you have anything that's going to be a problem for good moral character? So the question I have is, what do you have in your background that may pose a problem for you getting your case? And this is hibiscus. That will pose a problem for you getting your application approved. Because sometimes, people tell you something. You're welcome, Ms. Giwa. And then you get in, and then I have a case. We got a request for evidence. And that's one of the reasons why I stopped taking cases without doing a FOIA request, because I took that case and it's like, okay, I will believe what she told me, sent us a request for evidence, and I was like, I'll be damned. I thought you said my very first instinct was, I gotta fire this client, which I can count on one hand in almost 10 years how many times I have withdrawn from a case. I am kind of like a ride or die kind of lawyer. Like, I just, if I withdraw from your case, then you've really done something. You've done something. Because I'm the kind of person that, like, so I was this close to withdrawing from her case, but I was like, I can't leave her high and dry at this point. I just can't. I was like, okay, we'll figure it out. But that made me stop doing that. And I was like, I wouldn't take a case until I have done a FOIA request. That would let me know thank you. That will let me know if I'm going to take the case, and if I'm going to take it, what my fee will be, just so that I know what I'm getting into. At least if I know what I'm getting into, I know how to address it. But believe and learn. But it's just hard for me to fire a client. If I fire you, I mean, I get fired too. It happens. That's life. But I'm extremely loyal as a person. But then once I make up my mind that I'm done with you, Jesus will have to come down. Like, Jesus will have to come down. You're welcome, Mrs. Thank you to Illinois. I appreciate that. Always. You are my you will go on say right or die. Right or die. But it's hard to not, I always tell people, for me, it's just, this is how I make a living. But I've gone through this process. So I think I come from a place where I'm able to relate. And if you're able to relate to people's circumstances, you have a different perspective. I'm very brash and very assertive. Sometimes we're like, I don't sugarcoat nothing. I do not. My son had an essay he wrote. My oldest kid is 18. He had an essay he wrote in school. They had to write about their family. And the one thing he wrote about his mom was like, she doesn't sugarcoat anything. Like, she's a bit much, but I won't change anything about her for the world. I'm like, okay, I'll take that. I know what it feels like, but I'll tell you the truth and be very transparent, so you know exactly what. I was talking to someone today. They were never told when they started an asylum case with their attorney that if your asylum case is not approved, it's an automatic referral to immigration court if you don't have any other valid status. And that's the one thing I always, if you have a conversation with me about asylum, that's the one thing you would always hear from my mouth. Like, hey, listen, just so you know, I'm not saying that we're not hopeful, but I'm also very realistic and I have to do my due diligence. This is what can happen. And so it's always best so you know what it is that can potentially happen. And you're well informed before you start. This is what my case, my time frame is. This is what we anticipate. you know, I love to be, and that's the way I love people to treat me. Let me know and let me have that information, and then make up my mind that once I get into this, I already have all that information I need. Nothing is, there's no surprises for me. But disclaimer, that's my word. You're right. That's it right there. Disclaimer. Sorry about to okay, bye. Hey, just so you know. But anyway, but listen, we're all in this together. We're all in this together. God is forever faithful. That's the one thing we all know. He doesn't change. The unchangeable God, he remains the same. And so the same God who has done it for other people, he will do it for us all. Is the only difference is our times are different. So you just have to wait for your time and be patient. Just be patient. That's if I still, learn patience. I know I had zero patience before I became a mother. Being a mother will teach you patience by force. You will be forced to learn patience, but I still struggle with it sometimes. But if we learn to just be patient and just wait on him, it's hard. We're instant gratification kind of people, especially Nigerians. More form, it's okay. That's me. But as I get older, I learn that it's not my time that things are going to happen. It's going to happen when God decides it's going to happen. So patience can be tough. It can be, trust me. But sometimes that being, insatiable appetite sometimes backfires when you're expecting good news. But then, the best news is that which you have longed for, and you finally get it, because then you're appreciated more. And I pray that we have a spirit of appreciation and gratitude. When gratitude goes before us and all that we do, we in turn invite and draw in blessings and abundance in our lives. So, um, yeah. All right, people. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys